Hello, everyone. Welcome to my review of Canada's Drag Race Season 3, Episode 1. Welcome to my channel. I am Nucleo Patra. Alright, this is my drag name. However, my boy name is Lamarr Townsend. I actually am a tarot reader, a psychic, an energy channeler, and an astrologer. So I have a main channel called Lamarr Townsend Tarot that I would actually love if you would subscribe. This is my main tarot channel. All right, I just went live actually a few hours, maybe an hour ago. This is also my channel where I'm actually uploading these reviews. Lamarr Does Life is where I will upload my Drag Race episodes, Canada's Drag Race episodes. So thank you all for joining me on my channel. This is a new journey. I am a huge fan of Drag Race, specifically the US season, the All-Star seasons, and Canada season. I don't know why I can't get into a lot of the other franchises, but for some reason Canada has stolen my heart since season 1. I didn't get a chance to finish season 2. However, I am on the journey for season 3 because I already seem to love a lot of these queens. Now, the footage I do have, you're going to have to forgive me. This is my first time actually reviewing a TV show at all. I'm used to kind of going live or, just going on TV and talking and not, having to plan stuff out. So it was really, difficult to, watch the show and be a fan and, actually take notes and, take screenshots. I think next time I'm going to have a different way of doing it because I have a WoW subscription, which is how I'm watching this. So, but the footage is going to be kind of grainy because I'm actually taking footage on my TV, not thinking that it would be compressed once I actually started filming my review. But anyways, go along with me. It will get better. This is just episode 1, but it is season 3 of Canada's Drag Race. So, let's get right into it. I have my notes here. I want to go ahead and get into episode 1 with you. Let's not take too long. If you would ever like a personal tarot reading from me, tarot class, I do astrology classes, spiritual development classes. I also do astrology birth chart readings, candles. If you'd be interested in any of those things, once again, check out my website, lamarrtownsendtarot.com. That is my main kind of business source of income and stuff like that, is my readings. But I guess you could kind of say I'm a baby drag queen. My name is Nucleo Patra because I am, in terms of spirituality, very connected to Cleopatra, in the lineage of Cleopatra in ancient Egypt. So it's almost like how Cleopatra saw herself as the new Isis. Look up your history of Cleopatra in ancient Egypt. Cleopatra was 7th. It's almost like I'm seeing myself as the new Cleopatra. And Cleopatra was a very wealthy woman, very strong, very capable leader, a very prominent person in history, right? So look up your history, Cleopatra. That's the explanation of my name, Nucleo Patra, all right? Also called Nucleo Patras and Nucleo Patra Themar, all right? After, Thea Pater, I think, is in her name, and Mars in my name. Anyways, sorry to go on and so forth, but yes, I am considered a baby drag queen. I am, however, really good with makeup. I am new to hair, so this is actually my first time in drag. Don't drag me too much in the comments below, but I think I did not that bad of a job. So, let's get into this episode of Canada's Drag Race. I love the color scheme that we have going on here. Let's get into my notes, alright? So, the first thing that starts, it's episode 1, the dramatic music starts. And I love it because we're already getting that kind of Canada flair. I love how we have that leaf there with the work in the middle. We have, of course, that, normal RuPaul music that we're used to hearing. And then we have the girls start to walk in, all right? The first girl that walks in is Bombae, all right? Bombae walks in. I think she initially walked in wearing a mask, but she has on this blue ensemble. Her hair is blue. Her shoulders are very broad, and it's, a very interesting, ensemble. Bombae, I believe, is actually Middle Eastern, but I love the way she paints. It's very, universal or something like that. This look is giving me very, superhero or something like that. I don't know if I'm a big fan of the color scheme. I think it might be the hair that throws it off for me. But, the interesting thing about Bombae is a lot of the times with these queens is that you don't always like the looks, but you love the queen. You love their personality. So Bombae is one of those queens where I'm like, initially with this entrance look at least, I was kind of like, don't know about the look, but I do love the queen so far. After Bombae, we had Kimmy Couture, who I believe is the daughter of Isis Couture, who was the winner of Canada's Drag Race Season 2. Kimmy Couture, I believe, I don't remember, she might be Filipino, Asian, of some that type of descent. But she is also transgender, so I don't know if this is the first, Filipino, Asian, Eastern, whatever you want to call, in terms of ethnicity. Sorry if I'm forgetting, but of this type of descent. And is it also the first transgender, or would Alona be the first transgender contestant considered in Canada's Drag Race? I'm not sure. Let me know in the comment section below. I love Kimmy Couture. I love the details in this outfit right here. I love her makeup. I love the way she pads here. I thought she looked great. I thought she was very fierce, Kimmy Couture, and I feel like she's one to look out for. I'm kind of interested to see what Kimmy Couture has up her sleeve. All right, let's go ahead and get into Chelazon Leroux, I think is her name. On my notes, I wrote no. All right. I don't know if it reads so much because, as you can see, I took this on the TV. I don't know if it reads so well on like taking a picture of it and putting it on the screen, but it was very basic. There was like words across her chest, but it looked like it was like almost like painted on. But it almost looked like, other than that, like it was just maybe a maxi dress she could have bought at the mall or something like that. I love the hair. She did mention that the hair was human or something like that. I do remember liking her makeup, and the boots were cute, but I just remember I wasn't a fan. It just felt very basic as compared to the queens before her, Bombae and Kimmy. So I wrote no for Chelazon, but it was cute nonetheless. After Chelazon was Jada Shada Hudson. I absolutely love this outfit. I absolutely love this. Now, Jada Shada Hudson is one of those queens where I'm like, I love her personality. Now, I will say I was not a fan of this wig, per se, alright? It was very, like, Holiday Heart-ish, if you've ever seen that movie. But the outfit was so cute. I loved her personality. I thought she sold the outfit. It was giving very, like, sexy Rihanna or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love the coat with the bustier underneath. Like, I thought she was serving it, and I love Jada Shada Hudson, and I'm excited to see what she has to serve for the rest of the season. Alright, because I think she's going to go far. I feel like she's going to go far. After Jada was Miss Moso. Now, Miss Moso kind of, gagged me a bit, alright? Because when she first came in, I was like, oh, okay, this is an interesting look, I didn't like the double pattern with the outfit and the boots necessarily, and the wig was just kind of looked like it was plopped on. But then Miss Moso gagged us and gave us a reveal. Give me a second. And actually ended up giving us a wig reveal with a black wig underneath, which looked way better with the outfit, to be honest with you, that she had on. And once she took off that red wig, I was like, oh, this is kind of a serve. So I really liked this, first of all, reveal. I don't know if this might be the first time I've actually seen a queen. Me personally, I'm sure it's been done before, but this is my first time I've actually seen a queen, and I've been fervently watching RuPaul's Drag Race again since season 11, so who am I? But I watched it throughout the years. My mom's a huge fan. I remember fervently watching Bianca's season, especially, but I digress. Sorry about that. And maybe a little bit of Jinx's season too, actually. But I don't know. It was just kind of like a gag. I was like, oh wow, like this is something I've never seen before in an entrance, or maybe just something I haven't seen in a while. Like, maybe let me know in the comment section below. But once again, like, I'm kind of a baby queen to all this. But anyways, I digress. I really liked this outfit. I really liked this reveal with Miss Moso, and the queen seemed to really like her too. So I was like, okay, Miss Moso, I'm gonna have to keep my eye on you, because I like that reveal there. After Miss Moso was Giselle Lullaby. And one thing I noted about Giselle Lullaby was that she had a French accent. I loved her French accent. Giselle Lullaby looks absolutely gorgeous as a boy out of drag. I remember liking this look. I like this look. There's just certain nuances I noticed with Giselle's, ensembles, I guess, that we'll see. That I'm just kind of like, I'm not personally a fan, but that's not to say, that any of this is bad or anything like that. I like Giselle Lullaby. I really like her French accent, and like she has long hair out of drag. She's gorgeous out of drag. So I don't know, but I feel like there's something about Giselle. I'm like, I'm gonna have to keep my eye on you. If I were in competition with Giselle, it would be one of those things where it's like, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. And I wouldn't be able to tell initially which one Giselle is. Is she a friend or an enemy? So I don't know. She's kind of one where I'm like, I don't know. But I like this look, and she seems like very, very talented. Like, I feel like she definitely has some tricks up her sleeve. All right. Next, we have Kaos, alright? Kaos. And what I wrote on my paper for Kaos is, girl, what? And that's a W, a what, with a W-H-E-T, not a W-A-T, alright? Or W-H-A-T. I didn't initially understand this outfit. I still don't understand this outfit. Apparently, these were a whole bunch of feathers. I don't know if she was trying to represent some sort of owl. I didn't really get it, but I thought it was creative, right? So I was like, okay, interesting. But, I didn't really know how to take this. I do love the dragginess of it all. She's padded, but, it's very, like, chaotic, So, I don't know. Maybe that's what she's going for, but that was my initial, reaction. This next queen, I have to say, is probably my favorite so far out of all the girls. Behind her, I would have to say is probably, out of the queens we've said so far, probably Jada Shada Hudson. But I think this next queen that we're going to talk about right here is probably my number one so far, Vivian Vanderpuss. I love her. One thing that she said was that she loved cats, and when she said that, I was like, oh, that's my girl, alright, because I also love cats. Y'all know I have a cat named Fonzie, if you've been especially following my tarot channel for a while. But I love when, I would say this is probably my favorite entrance because it was very campy. She walked in with that, kind of like plastic coat on, and she's like kind of smiles and is like, ooh, finally a reason to take off the plastic, and takes off the plastic coat and goes, ooh, it was, I don't know, I love the campiness of it all. I thought it was kind of giving me Jimbo a little bit, like, I don't know, there's something about Jimbo, but I've heard she may be like Jimbo's drag sister. I don't know, it's interesting she, like, described herself as like a, old glamorous Hollywood star, but it was kind of giving more so like old glamorous like 17th century star, a little bit. I don't know. I'm interested to see what Vivian has up in store her sleeve, but I did love this entrance look. Alright, let's finish up with these last set of girls and move on to the next situation they had going on. The next is Lady Boom Boom. I wasn't a huge fan of Lady Boom Boom's entrance look. I got it. It was very pop art. But I don't know. It just in terms of like the other girls, it was just kind of like, okay. I don't know if it was an entrance look. I don't know if that was something I would wear to an entrance look. But I guess it does show her creativity, and things of this nature. But it was very, interesting. That's what I have to say to that. So that was Lady Boom Boom. And then after Lady Boom Boom, we have Irma Gerd. And I liked Irma Gerd's entrance as well because, she kind of came in. She's very campy, kind of corny, kind of queen, no shade. She says, you want a boogie? And she had like a, I don't know if you can see it right here, but like she, she has like a tissue stuffed up her nose, and she kind of posed and blew the tissue out of her nose. So it was kind of like a double entendre. Like, do you want to boogie in terms of dance, right? Or do you want to boogie in terms of like boogers in your nose? It could also be, booger I took in terms of like, how like Carmen was calling, or the girls, or they were calling the girls boogers in, I think Raja's season. I don't know. Anyway. So after Irma Gerd, we had Halal Bae, which I love that name. Halal Bae had a very interesting look. It was giving very Lady Gaga, if you remember Lady Gaga when she did the meat dress. But it was an interesting take. She had half her face was like, you could see like, the joints in her face. The makeup was good. I don't know if it was a prosthetic. I have to take a second look at it. But the only thing I didn't like about this look was that she had like, it looked like a little like plastic part of it looked like a shower curtain. I didn't like that, but it was a very interesting, once again, unique looking from Halal Bae, and I love that name. Alright, so these were the entrance looks for Canada's Drag Race Season 3, Episode 1. So, by the way, I want to mention that the winner of Canada's Drag Race Season 3 does get $1,000 sponsored by Trojan Condoms. Alright. That will be the prize for the winner of Canada's Drag Race Season 3. So the next thing that they have to do, I think, is a mini challenge, or like I think they have maxi challenge, and I forgot what the mini challenge is called. But basically, it's a mini challenge, and it's a rooftop fashion show. And the category is called Sissy That Sidewalk. So I guess basically, the queens are supposed to, reveal something that they would wear casually while they're out, walking on the sidewalk, whether they're walking their dogs or, what so have you. So, all right, these are, I believe, also outfits that the girls brought with them to the show. Whereas in the next category, we're going to have to get into a little kind of twist where they have to make something themselves. So, let's get into it. The first girl that shows up is Bombae, alright? Bombae comes out with a black little number. It's giving very weather kind of centric, like a coat. And the interesting thing with Bombae is when it first came out, I was like, oh, this is really interesting and cute, but, I was like, I kind of want more. Well, then she give me more. She gave us more, honey. She did a little reveal. She came out of that little thing, and she gave us a swimming suit. So I love that. It's like, staying cold, staying, a lady in the streets, but, a freak behind the sheets, honey. Like, I loved it. Loved Bombae. I might say this was probably actually my favorite, to be honest with you, out of this set of fashion show sequence. Bombae kind of slayed it. Next, we have Kimmy Couture. I thought Kimmy Couture also looked sickening. I loved the coat. I loved her hair. I loved the little, hat she had with the clips there. I thought she looked very anime. I thought Kimmy Couture looked very sickening. Kimmy also looks a little short. Very, very cute. I love when, the queens are a little short. I'm, 5'8", 5'9", so I'm kind of like in between, I guess, short and not short, but... she looks a little bit tiny there. But I love this outfit. I thought Kimmy Couture looked amazing. Very sickening. Actually, I wrote sickening here, right next to her name here for this. Chelazon Leroux was next. And for Chelazon, I wrote, looks like they're going to the store or a barn party. It is giving very sidewalk, but I don't know if it's giving Sissy That Sidewalk, right? And that's no shade. Once again, a little bit basic, a little bit boring, maybe a little bit unexpected. Like, maybe this is something you might wear to a drag show or something like that, but not to Canada's Drag Race. So I wasn't really a fan of this look from Chelazon, I have to be honest. But she did look, good in it, alright? Jada Shada Hudson was next. I thought this outfit was cute from Jada. I love the colors. I love the color scheme, the black and white against all that pink and blue and the red hair. I loved it in the yellow earrings, as you can see a detail kind of cluing in there. So I actually thought this outfit was very cute. Yeah, I thought it was cute. All right. I thought the color scheme was very like eye-catching. All right. Miss Moso was next. Or actually, no, we did miss Moso. Wait, did we do Miss Moso? We didn't do Miss Moso. Okay, Miss Moso was actually behind Bombae. I wasn't really a huge fan of this look from Miss Moso either, to be honest. It was cute, but I thought it was a bit boring. It was giving, a bit like socialite, out on the town, maybe running to the bodega, the grocery store, or something like that, or walking their dog, or going to go grab, fetch their kids from the school or something like that. But it wasn't like, I don't know, I'm expecting more, maybe a little bit on Canada's Drag Race. But I thought it was cute. I did like the hair. I did like the hair a lot. So we did Jada, we did Chelazon. After Chelazon was Giselle. Alright. With Giselle, with this look, this Sissy That Sidewalk look, I liked the fabric. I didn't like the look itself. I thought it was a little bit all over the place. I didn't understand the concept of where it was going. I don't necessarily understand why it's Sissy That Sidewalk. What exactly type of sidewalk are we on with this look? But I did love the fabric, and I thought the hair was really cute. I'm just not sure if they go well together. Does that make sense? Kaos is next. And once again, I thought the name said it all. Kaos. It's very chaotic. I did like the tartan, kind of, plaid type of fabric. But once again, she lives up to her name, Kaos. Very chaotic. But, once again, once this look came around, I kind of started warming up to Kaos's personality. So while her looks may not necessarily be my favorite, I do kind of love this queen's personality, Kaos, alright? After speaking of queens, I love, after Kaos was Vivian. I didn't necessarily love this look, Vivian, to be honest. Next to the name, I put no. I get the concept, though. I think the concept was she was supposed to be a dog walker, but I just wasn't a fan of how it was executed. It's giving very, like, Rugrats, the mother of Phil and Dill. Like, that's kind of the vibe I got from it. So I wasn't a huge fan of this look, but once again, I do love I love Vivian. I almost called her the Vivian. Shout out to the Vivian from All-Star 7. But, yeah, I wasn't a fan of this look from Vivian Vanderpuss, alright? After Vivian, we had Halal Bae. I wasn't a big fan of this look from Halal Bae either. To be honest with you, I put Beetlejuice next to Halal Bae's name because that's what it reminded me of, and it kind of reminds me of maybe a Beetlejuice play or something like that. Maybe if it were like a different wig, maybe this look could have come together a bit more. But I kind of like the dress. I'm just not sure I get the concept. Once again, Sissy That Sidewalk. It's kind of like, what kind of sidewalk are we on again? And I forgot what her description of it was. But, it's kind of like, I'm more of someone where it's like, I would rather get it when I look at it, You know how some of these queens, like Vivian, it's like, oh, I get it, dog walker kind of thing. But I didn't get this. So I wasn't a fan of this from Halal Bae. Irma Gerd was next. I wasn't, she kind of looks like Ash Ketchum, or, like the female version of Ash Ketchum. It's funny because also when she came out, I thought of Paddington Bear. And the first thing that Brooke Lynn Hytes, the host, said was Paddington Bear's all grown up. So I thought that was kind of funny. Wasn't a huge fan of this look, but I kind of did live a little bit for the campiness of it. I love Irma Gerd's campiness, but the look itself and the way it's executed, I don't know, it didn't wow me. Alright, not bad, but definitely safe material, right? It was safe, which I think it was actually safe. After Irma was Lady Boom Boom. Once again, I got the reference, but next to her name, I put lazy. I wasn't a fan of this look because it was a bit lazy. I mean, she just has on a tracksuit, her thong pulled up to her crotch, her tuck, which it is on point. I get it, I get the concept totally. But it's also like I wish it were just a bit. There were just a bit more. Like maybe if the jumpsuit were rhinestoned or something like that, or maybe if there were like something of like a dog, or if she were holding something, or I just want more. So I wasn't a huge fan of this look, but I did get the concept. I do appreciate it for the concept. It's very 2006, which, as you can see from my hair and my vibe, is something I appreciate, right? That 2006 Disney Ashley Tisdale Willow Pill extravaganza, alright? But yes, I was not a huge fan of this look from Lady Boom Boom. So Bombae ends up winning the challenge, which I completely agree with. I loved her once again reveal. I thought it was very clever, and like I said at the very beginning, I thought that was my favorite. Out of all the girls, from that mini challenge, Bombae was definitely my favorite. So Bombae's starting to grow on me at this point. All right. So after we find out that Bombae wins the mini challenge, we figure out what the maxi challenge is, or what the main challenge is for this episode. So the main challenge is the girls have to take these looks that they just showed in the Sissy That Sidewalk fashion show and revamp them, basically deconstruct them and put them back together in a completely different way, alright, on a moment's notice, basically using only, alright, the garments that they have. So they literally have to deconstruct the garment that they just showed, but there was also some fabric in the workroom that they could use to, piece things together, so this next challenge was very, very interesting. We're going to go in order, alright, and one of the notes I wanted to mention was that, a couple notes I want to mention before I actually get into this. I have a few notes to mention. So Boom Boom, Lady Boom Boom mentions that she's a sewer. So when one of these girls, on this show always mentions they're a sewer, me personally, I'm always looking at them like, okay, let's see if you're really a sewer. So automatically when Lady Boom Boom says that, when Boom Boom says that, I'm like, okay, girl, we'll see. Now, I know how to sew personally. I'm not the best sewer. I wouldn't say I'm the best sewer by any means, but I do think sewing is an important skill. I took a sewing class in middle school and never really forgot. So the second thing I want to mention is that Brooke Lynn Hytes looks absolutely amazing in this look, alright? In her first look, her first runway look, I thought she looked absolutely amazing. Brooke Lynn Hytes is the host of Canada's Drag Race and has been the host since seasons 1 through 3. And she was also a contestant in season 11 of America's Drag Race as well, which is actually a pretty good season. She's had some legendary lip syncs against Evie Oddly. All right, so let's get into these girls' looks. This is the final challenge. So first up is Lady Boom Boom, the one who said she can sew. Now, Lady Boom Boom actually completely surprised me with this look because this was actually absolutely fabulous. She absolutely deconstructed her last look, which I thought was a little boring, and completely dragged it up, completely made it into something completely unique and different. And I have to say that this was probably maybe I would probably say favorite look, although there were a few others I thought were really good. But Lady Boom Boom absolutely slayed. Next to her name I put Slayed. I thought this was so good. And very unexpected, so when she said she could sew, mama was not lying, alright? After Lady Boom Boom was Kaos. Speaking of someone else that surprised me, I actually ended up really liking Kaos's outfit here, alright? The first outfit of Kaos's that I happened to actually enjoy. I actually liked this. I liked, seeing what we saw before and getting it deconstructed into this. I thought was very unique, very different, and once again, very unexpected. I didn't expect this from Kaos, but I really liked what she did here. I thought this was very creative, especially, to make this on such a short time's notice. After Kaos was Jada Shada Hudson. I absolutely love this. Next to Jada's name, I also put Slayed, similar to Lady Boom Boom. I love this outfit. I thought this was so cute. I love the details. Once again, the same details that we saw in her previous outfit with the black and white. But now we have this red dress with the coat and the hat. I love this. I thought this was so cute. So this was right behind, Lady Boom Boom for me. Or, they were neck and neck, really, Jada and Lady Boom Boom in this challenge here. After Jada was Irma Gerd. And I put next to Irma's name, no. I wasn't a huge fan of this. It kind of to me went from not bad with her first look, to worse a little with this look. I just wasn't a huge fan. Tartan is such a complicated fabric to work with if you don't unless you do it right. And I just wasn't a big fan. I didn't like the black ruffle. I felt like the dress could have maybe been fit a little bit better. But for such short notice, it wasn't bad. I just wasn't a huge fan. This wasn't at the top of my list, to be honest with you. So I wasn't a fan of this from Irma Gerd. After Irma Gerd was Kimmy Couture. And I love this look from Kimmy Couture. I thought this was so cute to go from her first look with that, the jacket, and into this look. I thought this was very, like, nightlife, very, once again, anime, very on brand for Kimmy Couture. So I lived for this. I thought this was very cute, and I put Slade next to Kimmy's name. So, Lady Boom Boom, Jada, and Kimmy Couture both have Slade next to their name for this category. I live for this from all of them. After Kimmy Couture was Bombae. And I thought this was a cute look from Bombae. I liked how Bombae kind of switched it up. She kind of switched it up. And I couldn't really show it for YouTube purposes, but underneath it was like very tutu. You could kind of see, her butt cheeks. I thought this was really cute. I don't know. I'm kind of warming up to Bombae. I'm kind of liking Bombae this first episode. Didn't expect her to be one of my favorites, but after this first episode, I'm kind of liking Bombae a bit. After Bombae was Moso. Miss Moso. Hold on. And I wasn't a huge fan of this. I think, once we got to this category, I think I was just kind of tired of this color scheme from Miss Moso. So I kind of wish maybe she had switched the color scheme up a little bit. I know this was basically her color scheme in the last fabric, but I noticed how some of the girls kind of switched up the color schemes a bit and probably using the fabric that was afforded to them in the workroom. So I kind of was just over this entire color scheme, and I didn't really like the dress, the fit of the dress. I wasn't a huge fan of this from Miss Moso, to be honest with you. All right. After Miss Moso was Chelazon Leroux, and her dress says F around, and behind, when she turned around it said and find out. I wasn't a huge fan of this look from Chelazon. I did like the hair a lot. I love her hair. Mama has some good hair. But I once again wasn't a fan of the look. And I just wasn't wowed by the concept either. That's kind of all I have to say about that. So after Chelazon was Vivian Vanderpuss. Y'all know, one of my favorites. Now, I did like this look. I thought this was very, very simple, but I liked it. Especially from her last look. It was a stark difference from her last look. Night and day, literally. Kind of gave me an Elvira kind of vibe. And I liked the green accent kind of at the bottom, the frilly bottom. So I thought this was very cute. I thought this was cute. Simple, but I liked it. Alright? After Vivian was Halal Bae. And Halal. For Halal Bae, I think I put next to Halal Bae Mortal Kombat. Because this look kind of reminded me of a Mortal Kombat character. I think specifically Cyrax, right? Wasn't a huge fan of this look. Really didn't get it. Once again, kind of went from bad to worse. I was more of a fan of the first look, to be honest with you. Wasn't a fan of this look from Halal Bae. After Halal Bae was Miss Fiercalicious. Which, oh my god, I realized this whole time we didn't even include Miss Fiercalicious. Wow, I'm so sorry. You guys have to forgive me. I have no idea how I let Miss Fiercalicious slip me by. Once again, this is my first time doing this. So Miss Fiercalicious, let me just give a sum up throughout her run of Miss Competition this episode. So this is Miss Fiercalicious' first look. For some reason, I didn't have Miss Fiercalicious on some of these pages. I just realized that. I think the episode went by so fast and I was just so excited that I just like... So this is Miss Fiercalicious' first look. I thought this was really cute from Miss Fiercalicious. You know, with Miss Fiercalicious, what I find is that she looks really good up close. Like, up close, her makeup is fierce. She's gorgeous up close. But from afar, sometimes it's like a little bit confusing. I was a little bit confused by this entrance look, but her details in terms of her face and her makeup and her hair, she was serving, you know, serving. So I feel like she's a very detailed queen, and a very also messy queen too, to be honest with you. She was kind of messy, you know, behind the scenes. Let's get into Miss Fiercalicious' second look in the Sissy That Sidewalk challenge, mini challenge. So this was Miss Fiercalicious' look for the Sissy That Sidewalk look. You know, and I have to say, when she first came out in this look, I was like, I don't know how I like it, because I don't know if you can tell, but the dress she has on is like one of those tracksuit pants. You know how some of those tracksuit pants literally like clip all the way up? It was one of those dresses, so I was kind of like, did she just kind of take the clips off and make it a dress? But then she had the jacket on, and I don't know, there was something about the way she was serving it was very drag. So she kind of sold me on this look, to be honest with you. But it wasn't necessarily a huge fan favorite of mine. Her next look is, once again, the... we're back on track now with her being in the... Sorry, let me get back to my notes. Being in the Maxi Challenge, the final challenge. Let's look at her final challenge look, which is basically a revamp of this look from Miss Fiercalicious. So I'm going to have to go back and rewatch the episode, but I don't think the judges were like a huge fan of this look. I actually surprisingly kind of like this look, because I thought it was such a huge difference, you know, from the previous look. I was like, wow, she kind of really turned it into something more, you know, just a completely different vibe. So initially I actually really liked this look, and looking at it a second time, I like it kind of still. Maybe she could have done her hair differently, like maybe a blonde or something like that, or maybe even like a shade of red or ombre, or I don't know if that would work either, to be honest with you. Maybe I could see like a blonde, or like maybe, I don't know, a brownish red, maybe different shoes too. Like, I don't know, I kind of like this look, but the judges weren't huge fans of this look. But I think in the end, Miss Fiercalicious ended up being safe throughout the entire episode. You know, Miss Fiercalicious, you know, she does seem very Fiercalicious, and I'm interested to see what she has up her sleeve. For some reason, I do feel like she would be a lip sync assassin, but she's very feisty, and she definitely tells it like it is. So she's definitely good TV, Miss Fiercalicious. Last after Miss Fiercalicious is Giselle Lullaby, and I wasn't a huge fan of this look from Giselle Lullaby. I wasn't a huge fan of this color scheme. Once again, I like the fabric. I like shiny fabric, like satiny fabric. I love satin. You know, I have satin pillowcases all around my apartment. I actually have satin blankets that I sleep with all year round. They're very comfortable, but they can be very cold in the winter. Perfect for summer. So I like that shiny fabric, but I'm not a huge fan of this color scheme. You know, this kind of, it looks like, you know, greenish, grayish, or, you know, some sort of light, you know, kind of tone, you know, with, you know, the hair. I'm just not a fan of it. It's giving very, you know, Joan Jetsons, or, you know, the Jetsons kind of vibe, you know, in the year, you know, 2100. So I'm just not a huge fan of this look from Giselle Lullaby. All right. So in the end, the winner turns out to be none other than Lady Boom Boom for this Maxi Challenge, which I completely agree with. I think Lady Boom Boom ended up winning some sort of money. I think she ended up winning maybe like I forgot what she won. But I'm gonna have to go rewatch the episode. But Lady Boom Boom ends up winning, and in the bottom are Miss Moso and Halal Bae. Now, it was an actually pretty good lip sync. It was a pretty good song, too. I've never heard the song before, actually. It was a Nicki Minaj and Justin Bieber song. I believe Beauty and the Beast or something like that. I really like the song a lot. Of course, Justin Bieber is Canadian, so it makes sense, that this would be the first lip sync song. I thought they actually both did good in this lip sync. I wasn't sure, at the end, throughout the lip sync, to be honest with you, I will say that Miss Moso was kind of, dragging Halal Bae a little bit more, but Halal Bae was kind of holding her own, and then at the very end, Halal Bae did a split. So I was like, oh, okay, I don't know, but Miss Moso did a cartwheel somewhere in between. So I was like, oh, they're pulling all the tricks. This could go either way. So I wasn't sure what the call was going to be, but in the end, of course, Halal Bae was the one that had to go home. So we say goodbye to Halal Bae, and we are down to one less girl. So this was not Halal Bae's time, but I was very interested to see what else she had to show. So hopefully we'll see Halal Bae maybe on like an All Stars or something like that. But until next time, this was sorry about that. This was Canada's Drag Race. Season 3, Episode 1. This was my summation. Really, really good episode. I'm really excited for these groups of girls. Like I said, my favorite so far, to be honest with you. Initially going in, just from the Meet the Queens, I knew I was going to like Vivian Vanderpuss. I knew I was going to like Jada Shada Hudson, those two especially. But after this first episode, Kimmy Couture is definitely growing on me. Bombae is also growing on me. And I think that might be it. I'm going to have to see what the other girls bring. I'm kind of liking Miss Fiercalicious too. And I really do like Kaos' personality. I really do. Alright, so that's Season 3, Episode 1. I'll see you guys next week for Season 3, Episode 2. Love and light. Once again, this has been Nucleo Patra. Make sure you subscribe to my main YouTube channel, Lamarr Townsend Tarot. Reach out for a personal reading. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to this YouTube channel. And keep in touch with me on all my social media. On Instagram, at Lamarr Townsend Tarot. On Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Vimeo, Patreon, all over at Lamarr Townsend Tarot. Alright? Unless soon I make a page for, something else. Alright? Love and light.